Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today because we are in Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, at the Consumer Electronics Show, and it is going to be very interesting. We have full media passes, which is nice, and brought Dave with me, and there's other YouTubers that we've connected with and other social media people, and kind of the calm before the storm. Today is media day, where they talk about and all the different press releases for the big companies and what they're going to release in 2023. But there's a lot to talk about with the economy, and I'm going to show you guys how it's going to be interesting to see the crowd size and who's here. But don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But let's get into it right away. Hey guys, one thing about coming to a show like this is I run into really great people. Just run into Chris, the financial prepper out of Louisiana, gonna get his perspective on the economy, and there is so much happening right now that is so cool right
Thanks,
now.
Dan.
And,
hey everybody, it's good to be here. It's always good to run into like-minded people like Dan. You know?
Chris, we were talking, and I just said, we gotta get on camera. But there's so much happening right now with the economy, with all these different predictions. And, right now, do you believe that we're in a recession? Because I believe that this is currently a recession right now.
Absolutely. By the time the other side starts to say we're in a recession, we will be entering a depression. You can only move the goalpost so many times, and people, it's obvious. All you got to do is look around. It's obvious.
How about this one? Jerome Powell says we're having a plausible recession. Guys, I have more new words that I've learned, from transitory and plausible and a growth recession. Guys, this is an economic downturn right now. This is the same thing that we experienced in 2006 and 2007. All the business owners that I know have talked about similar problems, but you came up with an amazing stat. Tell them about the pallets.
Oh, yeah. So I've had I've had four pallet businesses reach out to me and tell me that they noticed their pallet business starting to fall off, just like it did back in 2006, 2007. It was a precursor. It was a bellwether for what's about to come. And that was just a real eye-opening thing. And, a couple of them said it, and then I had a couple more say, hey, we saw this too. So,
guys, the shipping, the packaging of things, all that stuff, guys, that we are experiencing right now, this is affecting all of us right now. It really is. And, you're starting to see more and more banks make really bold predictions. And one thing that we're seeing, and I know you love metals.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And your wife's metals broker.
Yes.
Okay. And
fine.
one thing that is crazy right now that we're seeing is that we're starting to see really solid predictions as far as the future of precious metals. I saw one last week where one guy was saying silver could hit well over $100 an ounce, and now you've got Saxo Bank, which I'm not familiar with.
I have no idea what Saxo Bank is.
Saxo Bank says that gold's going to go to $3,000 an ounce in 2023. Guys, that's a bold statement when you think about that.
It is, and do you ever make predictions, Dan? I never do.
Well, no, what I predict is that people need to get ready, because what we're heading to, reality-wise, is going to be bad. And with that, you just need to prepare. You need to prepare socially, you need to prepare, economically, with your security, with absolutely everything in your home.
Well, the problem with predictions is timing. It's really, really hard to time things. But if you have those precious metals in the corner, 10% of your wealth, it just sits there and it just kind of hangs out and doesn't do anything. But when you need it, in case of a real major recession, like a depression, like a bank bail-in that's on the books, we are unsecured creditors. They can take our money that's in the bank and bail themselves out this time.
And give people stock. Now think about this. What a hypothetical situation is. Imagine if you had $5,000, $10,000, $200,000 in a bank, and they say, hey, we're going to issue you shares of stock in our bank. How crazy is that, guys? I mean, what's that going to be worth? Nothing. It'll be a penny stock, to say the least, with these banks. But I've also heard a prediction that you're going to see one of the big four banks merge, and that would be Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Citibank, and Chase are the big four. Now, there's others, banks around the country. We just saw U.S. Bank and Union Bank pull off their merger, finally. But what's going to happen next? I keep getting written about problems with online banking with places like Truist Bank and all the issues that these people have going online and trying to be able to access accounts. This is not by design, guys. 2023 has made it so that the banks are going to give worse service. They're going to give us, less of everything, and they do not want you to walk in the branch. But you were talking about numbers and money.
Yeah, right. Before we get into the money, it's really good stuff. But there's a lot of people that rely on the FDIC for insurance on their money, mm-hmm. and I didn't realize this until the other day. They'll only protect every $100 is protected with $1.02. That's how much you're going to get protection on every $100 bill you got in there. Now, that's some crazy facts. I got that from AP, Alaska Prepper. He was talking about it, and I ran down that rabbit hole, and it is nuts what they're trying to do. And if you've got your money in banks, I understand that. I get it. But try to diversify. Try to diversify in smaller credit unions, smaller
Absolutely.
banks.
That's the one thing that I have pitched big time. And there is not an iAllegedly bank or anything like that we're recommending or sponsoring, anything like that, but have multiple sources that you can get money out of, because I'm telling you, when this lockdown happens, it's going to be quick. I had people send me all these clips about the FDIC talking about when this happens on a Friday night, that they're going to lock us down on a Friday night, and your bank would be closed. So when they lock us down on a Friday night, what are you going to do? Seriously, what's going to happen on that Friday night and Saturday when you have no ATM access, no access to your credit cards, no access to anything online? The banks will close, and then they'll implement possibly a digital dollar or something, or even who knows how long that will take. Everything that they've done has taken longer than they thought.
Yeah. So. And I'm telling you the truth. I really underestimated the Fed. I really underestimated how long and how far they could kick this can down the road. But it really starts to look like we're out of road. And when you start looking at these numbers, like I was telling Dan earlier.
Listen to this. This is crazy stuff, guys.
This was a video me and my wife did really good. There's a lot of people that really resonate with this. And it's 5 signs you're doing better financially than the average American. If you have more than $4,500 in your savings.
Think about that, guys. $4,500 in your life savings. If you have that, you're better off than what's the percentage?
Than half.
Half the people.
Yeah, 51% of Americans have $5,000. Additionally, 35% have $1,000 or less saved. So
you guys have heard all the stories about issues with emergency money, and if your car broke down, if you had a $400 emergency, a $1,000 emergency. In the UK, it's the same thing. It's 1,000 pounds. If they don't have 1,000 pounds, it's a huge problem.
And that's another one. That was actually number 3. If you can cover an emergency up to $2,000, the Motley Fool survey found that 47% of Americans have an emergency fund they can tap into. $2,000. You're doing better than almost half if you've got $2,000.
That's crazy.
And we're not. Look, I'm not talking down to you. If anybody's in that situation, I'll try to bring people.
No, but
lift you up
wait one second. Financial prepper. Okay, here's a guy that is a blue collar guy. He started out as a welder, guys. He didn't go to college, and he sat there and said, "What can I do to make a good living?" And looked, and it was welding. And he made a success for himself. He owned, dozens of properties. Has got himself in a financial situation where he doesn't need to worry about money right now, guys. He is planning ahead and getting ready for what's going on, but he's not behind the 8 ball. He doesn't, owe $2 million in real estate. He doesn't have a $100,000, loan on a vehicle. And that's the other thing is Capital One issued their 8-year loan, 96-month financing, and the advantages to it. And I had people that wrote me and said, Dan, I sell cars. This is terrible that you're doing this. People need a low payment. What about the fact that a car will depreciate so much over the course of 3-4 years that it will be worth nothing, and these people will owe 75% more than the car is worth? That's the truth with that.
Yeah, I mean, guys, there's going to be deals on cars.
No, cars.
They're coming.
Deals on everything. Deals on boats. Everything that you want to buy.
That's
I did a video 50% off on boats. And that was crazy, guys. That video got so many views, and you know that, and I did half off on cars. Another video that did incredibly well. But that's where people need to plan on, you know, what do you want to buy? You know what, the barbecues and the TVs and things like that. I've had so many people write me that are looking at, you know, pellet barbecues. Walmart was selling pellet barbecues for $100 a piece. So wow. Were they Traegers? No. Were they off-brand? No. Yes, they were, but they were also something that was on sale at the lowest price was $3.97, and they were trying to blow them out for $100 a piece. So that's crazy, guys. That's what we're looking at. Do you have anything else?
I do, yes. If you have more than $30,000 in your 401k, I mean, we're talking about, I mean, that's a lot to some people, but if you've worked, for instance, ages 34 to 44, 36,117. Wow. Ages 45 to 54. Now this bothers me. 61,000. So if you're in your mid 30s and you have more than 36,000 in your 401k, you're doing better than most of our peers.
Yeah.
So,
and then if you're, you know, people are in their 60s. We have a lot of people that write us, and you know, we always talk about side hustles and making money and different things that you can do. But the most important thing is to get out of debt. Is to get rid of the excess debt. Don't buy things you don't need. Don't buy crap that just to purchase things.
Well, think about it. Where else are you going to put your money to make 20%? You know?
Exactly.
I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Here's one that's the scariest one out of all of them, to me. You have less than $6,500 in credit card debt.
Think about that, guys. All we do is pitch, don't have credit card debt. I don't have any credit card debt, guys.
The average American adult holds $6,569 in credit card debt, according to Lending Tree. And it's about to get worse, I think.
Because
people are going to choose to buy food.
You know, think about this. This Christmas season, people spent 24% more on their credit cards than they did previous years. So it's crazy right now, Chris. You know.
And the last one is your total net worth is at least $100,000. If your net worth is more than just a financial metric used at the richest of the rich, that's it. If you've got...
So, but is there a percentage? Is there a number of people that have that?
Sure. Now, this is from the Federal Reserve's 2019 survey. Between 35 and 44 stood at 91,300. And for ages 45 and 54, that number was 168,000.
Wow.
So, you know,
you guys, how long?
We're talking about everything you're worth.
Yeah, if you didn't work, if you had no income and you had to live on that money, how long would $168,000 last you? Seriously.
Heaven forbid you have some kind of health problem.
Yeah.
Or a sick
guys,
kid.
guys. If I could sit down and we're going to talk about lessons that we learned during this time with Lisa in the future, man, I'm telling you guys, to be broke in America and die, I don't know how these people do it, guys. It'd have to be awful right now. But the idea of wealth is not to have all this money. Now we're talking about financial wealth, but it's not needing anything, guys. It's not needing to go out and have to make this kind of money. If you're not in debt and you go make $1,000 in a month, you're ahead of the game, guys. It's that simple. That's what people don't understand, is that it's what is your wealth? What is your peace of mind worth? I know what mine's worth. Mine's worth $1 billion. You know, not to have to worry about that. So
no debt it's like a weight lifted off of you. You know, we're really not supposed to walk around being in debt. And if you do, you really need to be trying to get out of it every chance you get. I've got a little bit debt left on some land that I have, and it's real low interest. It's like 3 point something. I'm not too much worried about it, but I have the funds that I can pay it off anytime I wanted to. But if you're in that kind of situation, there's a lot of smart, wealthy people that watch you, Dan. And if you've got some low interest debt, I don't see any reason to really get aggressively paying it off. Do you?
Right. No, absolutely not. You've got to sit down and get some serious financial advice. And the other thing is that people need to look at is get some solid advice, get a good network, make sure that you're a good person. Take good care of yourself. The one thing that Chris did is he totally changed my diet when I met him in September of last year. I lost a bunch of weight. I eat better. I'm exercising more, and it's because of this move. So
you look good, man. You look good, man.
But I really do appreciate this, and it was so great coming on his channel, guys. Is Financial Prepper, and again, it's not like-minded individuals. that are in the finance space, you need to look at alternative sources, and Chris is a great place to check out. And his wife is absolutely brilliant. She is my go-to gal for metals. And, you know, guys, just take a look at Chris's channel. And anything else you want to close out with?
If you get in the comments, tell me where you came from. I appreciate that. It's a really good community. If you're in part of the dance community, you're welcome over there. It's amazing.
That's also good, guys. Tell us where you guys are from, too. That's a good one for 2023.
Like yeah, that's cool.
You know? Okay.
Have an awesome day.
Yeah, but there's more, guys. Okay.
Three blind mice.
One thing that's very cool is the wildlife habitat at the Flamingo Hotel, which is really nice. They've got this outdoor area that you can walk through, and the weather is kind of cooperating right now. But if you doubt if the economy is upside down or not, listen to these two stories. First thing is retail. It is anticipated that Macy's could close 125 stores right now. Hello, okay? Well, we had such an amazing retail season this year that why would that happen? The next one could be Nordstrom's. Nordstrom's has been such a fixture as far as high-end department stores, and they could, in fact, have store closures in 2023, something we've never seen before. Kohl's is in trouble. Five Below, which used to, Five Below is a store. It's like a dollar store, but they sell everything for $5 or less. It used to be a great store. And they're anticipating that was one of the largest, the chains with the most amount of openings this year was Five Below. Think about that. Isn't that crazy, guys? They could actually lose stores in 2023. Now, the next thing is auto sales. It is crazy that the anticipated auto sales were 13.7 million automobiles here in the United States for 2022. Now you can sit there and go, oh my gosh, Dan, that's so great. Guys, it's down 17% from the previous year. It's down, it's the lowest level in decades right now, as far as the number of cars and the percentage of cars that were sold. And the thing that's crazy about this is that you're seeing GM surpass Toyota as the largest car seller in the United States. So who knew? They didn't think that was going to happen. I'll come back out here. Got the waterfalls, got all this stuff. Really cool, guys. It's kind of cool to see all this. Now, think about this. The average new car, over $46,000 this year in 2022. But there is a huge percentage of people out there that have a car payment that exceeds $1,000 a month. Guys, you know, financial prepper, man, this guy, I love talking to Chris because he is spot on with how to save money. Here's a working class guy. Here's a guy that made a lot of money as a welder, guys. Okay, bought properties, took care of everything, okay, without a college education. Okay? Because his family didn't have the money to go to college. How can I make money? What can I do that separates me from everybody else? That's what he did. So, you know, it's crazy. But the automobile industry is completely off. You're looking at all these different automobile manufacturers that are out there, and sales are off for everybody. They're even off for Tesla. And they can talk about how great everything is, but it's been off over what it was in previous years. And their sales, anticipated sales, were not near what they thought they were going to be. So, that's beautiful, guys. Kind of a cool spot. Check out. That's funny. People are like, hey, you should go over there and film and check it out and walk around. I'm glad I did, because it's just really, really nice. You know, it's incredibly nice to walk through the resorts and see different things that you don't normally see because you don't stay at these places. But being in Nevada, we keep getting stories sent to me about California. We have had a tremendous amount of rain over the last 2 weeks in California. The snowpack, which is how you get water in California, is at 177%. It's at 55 inches right now and it's a tremendous amount. That means that we will get at least 15 inches of water out of that. Now, Carla Nemeth, who runs the California Public Utility for Water, and was saying, hey, listen, don't get excited. We're still going to raise your rates. She didn't say that part. But she's saying that, we need to have an ounce of caution right now when it comes to water conservation. And they can never be happy. You know that? It's crazy, guys. This should be a good thing. This should be something everybody celebrates and says, wow, we're out of the woods. We don't have to worry about things right now. No, you don't do it that way. You don't celebrate any of these victories. You just sit there and you have to always be behind. So tremendous amount of snow, tremendous amount of water, and it's not good news yet. This is ridiculous. So hopefully it continues, and hopefully we gather stuff and we get caught up. But water rates are outrageous right now here in California. It is absolutely outrageous. They are limiting people watering their lawns. They are limiting, how much water usage inside the houses. It's nuts. So, next thing is the Guardian newspaper. Guardian newspaper had a ransomware attack. And they've got offices in the UK, they've got offices in Australia and in New York, and they were basically shut down because of this ransomware attack. And the editor steps forward and says, hey, listen, I want everybody to still work from home because they don't have the problem solved. Man, I'm telling you, these people that do these ransomware attacks it's amazing, absolutely amazing. They shut these businesses down, hold them hostage, pay us or else, and guess what? It's or else right now. So it's fascinating to see if the Guardian is publishing right now, but they're not. They're not operating. They're not operating out of their offices. When will the world become a remote workforce? That's what I want to know. And the final thing, I don't know if you've heard about this story or not, but with retail and with different jobs with service, it's very difficult to get employees. McDonald's is suffering from this. And there is a McDonald's where the manager got caught saying, listen, you guys need to work as much as you can. And he's paying people $50 an hour to work. And some of these people, they're demanding 24-hour shifts from people. And they made TikToks and they made different things where one person worked 6 a.m. until 11 o'clock at night, which would have been $850 pre-tax for this person. So bravo to them. But where do you draw the line, guys? Where do you sit there and say, I'm not going to do this? And we've all been through fast food places. It's usually a starter job for people. So it's kind of sad that it's gotten to this point. But, share your thoughts. Have you guys ever been offered something crazy to do for work? Like, I'll pay you X if you do this. Okay? And don't just tell me anything weird, okay? Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's a lot more to see in Las Vegas, a lot more to see with the Consumer Electronics Show, running into other people, other YouTubers, and other people in the media and stuff. Met a guy from the BBC today that was actually very cool, and he is with the BBC America, and he's here in Vegas, and he follows the channel, so it was very cool of him, and I would love to have him on the show and interview him for you guys. So, onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.